Hey, welcome everybody to this new video. So yesterday evening I was just in my bed and scrolling through Google Maps looking for possible locations to shoot some images. And then I came across this tree right over here, which looks super incredible, super interesting, so old, full of character, so gnarly. And it is in the forest, and I'm going to show you right over here, right behind you. So my objective for today is to go into the forest, find this tree and take some cool images of it. Also, well, you can see the landscape behind me. It looks pretty amazing. Like it's all over hills and well, the sun is peeking through every now and then. So yeah, we don't have direct light, but I don't think that's going to be an issue for the tree that I want to shoot. I think some overcast, some diffused light is going to do better. But man, for this landscape, some light somewhere maybe peeking through would be pretty cool. But who knows? Maybe we'll get that later. So for now, let's go on. Man, these are some trees. They look super photogenic. So first of all, they're very thick, so they have very big stumps, very big branches. Oh, midgets again. And then they have this character where they're just growing outwards, spreading in all directions. They're covered in green moss. They just look so gnarly and so characterful, as if they were standing here for... I mean, they probably do stand here for at least a couple hundred years. So right now I'm just playing around with different compositions, different way to frame up the tree. I'm pretty sure I want to go quite a wide angle, so maybe 20mm, maybe 24, maybe even 28. Yeah, but it's quite a challenge because I want the tree to be, or like the image to be in harmony and have balance and the colors to be right, but also I don't want to introduce too much sky, but really show the character of the tree, and yeah, quite a challenge. But I think this angle is quite cool because everything is just growing outwards, so yeah, just trying around. Also, like there's the second tree over here. Let me just spin you so here. And I mean, it's going to be even harder, but maybe I can frame up both of these trees together, but then I have distractions. For example, this table is standing around, it might be in the way, so yeah, just playing around with different compositions. Oh, damn it, getting stung by midgets. Of course, while recording the video, it had to catch me. Stay here. Yeah, just playing around, but I'm pretty sure if I frame up something properly, the shot is going to be worth it. And I'm pretty sure with all the character in the trees and all this history, so to speak, pretty sure the shot is going to turn out quite cool. So actually I think I found a composition that at least includes both of the trees somewhat, to some extent. Just gonna lower my tripod a tiny little bit. So I'm placing this tree right over here, like this one, on the right hand side of the frame, and it's cut off. It's not completely in frame. But it's enough in the frame that it gives some balance and some texture and some interest to the image. So, and you can see this curvature from this branch, this big one right over here, so this curvature. And this curvature perfectly frames up the branches from the back tree and kind of just lining them up in a half circle, basically. The issue is that from this angle, then there's so much light coming in from above the branch, because it's an open area, so there's so much light fleeting in, and it's pretty much distracting. So another shot, as you can see this time I'm a little bit lower because I want to frame up the tree upwards and then showing all the branches as they extend into all different directions, kind of frame up this gnarly character of the tree. Okay, so first obstacle I'm facing while shooting this tree from this angle pretty much is that this tree stump, right, this one, is reaching over quite a bit. So I'm somewhat restricted in my framing because I don't want that stump to be in the way. So I have to be somewhat on the right hand side, not center as I would like to. But otherwise it works. And the second obstacle that I'm having is the sky. You can see if I just spin the camera around, and there's so much sky between all the branches, and I have to expose so bright that there's so much detail that's going to be visible in the tree. So obviously all the highlights are going to be blown out, and there's all light all over and all in between the branches. So yeah, but apart from that, I think that's quite cool. So again, gonna put on the polarizer, and yeah, I'll just show you the final image. All right, everything is set up, polarizer is on, and there we go. Job done. So I'm packed up again, and I actually had to walk around and was trying to frame up this tree that I talked about earlier, but there was just too much light in the background. Didn't work at all. But from that angle, I actually framed up the first two trees again, just with a kind of like a narrow shot, just like 40-50 mil, just framing up the branches and trying to make them work together. And I think I got away with one, maybe two cool images that I quite like. So, but to be honest, just standing around here, having these cool trees and then framing them up and trying to make them work was just so much fun for now. I think I stood here for probably an hour, just framing compositions. The issue with that is I've completely lost my sense of time. And if I have a look around, first of all, it's getting somewhat dark, but I still probably have like at least 1 hour of sunlight, so that's fine. But man, it's getting dark because of dark clouds moving, and so you probably can't see it on the camera, but there could be rain moving in. So I think I'm just gonna continue. Maybe I'll find another cool tree. Yeah, but actually I'm just in the beginning of the forest and I've never even been here. I just went here for the trees. And I don't think I have even found the tree yet that I was talking about earlier, because it looked different. So yeah, still gotta find that. Okay, so path is pretty much straight ahead. Just look at it, just straight all the way. Yeah, okay, with me just walking on the straight path, quickly want to mention my photography course. It's the first link in the description. So if you're interested in landscape photography, I have a big section on woods or like forest photography. You heard it, right? Pretty sure it was a deer. Just in between these trees. That was not scripted, come on. Okay, let me try again. So I have a photography course available, it's the first link in the description. I have a big section on wood or like forest photography in there, and I teach you everything you need to know about landscape photography. So planning, your camera settings, everything you need to know about being in the field, post-processing. If you're interested in that, check it out, it's the first link in the description. Also, if you like my images and you like some of them framed up on your wall, I have some of my images available as a print. It's also the first link in the description, so check it out. Okay, so far over there in the distance, there's already a tree which is turning somewhat to autumn colors. There's some orange hue, some yellow hue to it. But it hasn't quite turned enough for it to be a cool image. So I'm gonna return one day and probably shoot this tree. Fingers crossed. So I turned around with the idea that I showed you in the very beginning the landscape with all the hills and the vast view, and with the rain and the clouds moving in, maybe we'll get some image over there. So that's what I'm still hoping for. Maybe with that landscape I can frame something up. Yeah, let's check it out. All right, so if I spin you around, So the landscape looks really amazing with all these hills and shapes and fields and everything. As you can see, the light is as flat and as dull as it gets. So, don't really know what to make with that. So the issue that I'm facing right now is I don't want to take images just for the sake of taking them. However, there's one thing that has caught my attention, and I'm not sure if it works or if it doesn't work. But I want to find out. I want to try. So this is difficult because all of this is so uneven ground just because I'm on a steep hill. And you can see in the very far distance right over there, there are two probably dead branches sticking out of the forest. And for some reason it caught my attention. And I want to zoom in, really punch in on them, frame it up nice and tightly. And something in me tells me that the image could work. I'm not sure about it yet, but I want to try. So set up the tripod as high as possible just because the weed in front of me has grown quite tall. It's not weed, it's corn, but yeah, you know what I mean. So I'm all the way zoomed in at around 300 mil as fast as lens goes. Then I'm trying to exclude as much sky as possible, although I'm definitely gonna add some in, just because I want the forest to be most of the image. Then I have these two branches sticking out. It looks actually quite cool. Okay. Exposure time is already quite dark, so 1/8 of a second. There we go. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the images. Like, share, subscribe, and definitely write a comment. This really helps the channel grow. And well, thank you for watching. See you in the next one.